before there was a village, before there was even a single acre of land, before there was a covenant community or a shared table or a single family who said yes. There was a man sitting in a jail cell with nothing and a decision. This is that story, and it is told here not because it is inspiring, but because it is true. And because everything this channel stands for was built on the back of it. Most people who talk about intentional Christian community have read about it, studied it, attended conferences about it. Jonathan England lived it for over a decade, through failures that would have stopped most people permanently, through financial catastrophes that looked like the end of everything, through seasons so dark that the vision itself felt like a cruel joke, and through miracles so specific and so impossible that the only explanation left standing was God. This video is the story of how a village gets built, not the inspiring version, the real one. Subscribe now. This is Christian Villages. The story starts not with vision but with wreckage. A man who described himself as a broke, ignorant, blackout drunk, atheist beach bum. No money, no credit, no direction, no faith, a night driving drunk, a crash, a jail cell, and somewhere in that cell, a single decision. Not a plan, not a roadmap, not a vision board, a decision. From this moment forward, the world is going to be a better place because I exist. He did not know how. He just decided. And then he moved. An infomercial, a real estate program, a $10,000 price tag on a man with no money and no credit. He said yes anyway, got resourceful, found a way. Within 18 months, he had made $400,000. Within 2 years, he had built a multi-million-dollar real estate empire. And he was miserable because money does not solve anything. It magnifies what is already inside you. And what was inside him was still broken. So he gave it all away. A $350,000 home just given away. Pendulum swinging all the way to the other side, full-on spiritual, no money, no plan. Living with his wife in a tiny apartment with a negative bank account, $34 in his pocket, and an eviction notice on the door. This is the moment everything turned. He had already surrendered. No more formulas, no more self-reliance. God, I will never do anything for money again. I work for you. What do you want me to do? Almost immediately, an old contact reached out. Come over. I want to sell you a piece of property. He thought he was going to receive money, not spend it. A 94-year-old man, a war veteran, who said, God told me to sell you this property. Will you buy it for $1,000? He had $34 in his pocket and an eviction notice on his door. But something in his spirit said yes. Walking out of the house, the phone rang. A friend. Out of nowhere. As if the call had already been dialed before the handshake. A week later, in the middle of the night, another man was woken from sleep. Something grabbed him by the shoulders and said, you need to give this man $100,000 cash tomorrow. The message was left, and the next day the money arrived, $100,000 cash. The first thing he did was tithe. The second thing he did was pay a friend's rent before he paid his own. The third thing he did was pay his own rent. And then he moved, not to a village, to a city, to start building something. From the ground up, from nothing. Just a decision and a God who writes checks when he places the orders. Here's the part nobody talks about. The part between the miracle and the village. 6 years. 6 years of relentless focus, massive action, massive failures, and more miracles. A team assembled. $25,000 handed over to someone who claimed to be an expert, who took the money and disappeared. Gone. The work had to start over. There were seasons of not knowing how to use the tools that had been built. Seasons of pressing forward without being able to see what was ahead. Seasons where staying faithful felt like pure insanity. This is what the village cost before the first piece of land was ever found. Years, relationships, financial loss. The grinding, patient faithfulness of a man who had made a decision in a jail cell and refused to unmake it no matter what. When the property finally appeared, it was not what anyone expected. The owner wanted more than the vision had in the bank. There were $5,000 in the account. The offer made was $1 million, signed, with 30 days to produce it, not knowing how. Only knowing that when God places the order, he writes the check. And he did. The first village was built. 11 casitas. Land already alive and producing. A community that began gathering. Families arriving with nothing but faith and a yes. People who had been dreaming about this life finding it already built. A second property found. 50 acres, mountain on one side, ocean on the other. The vision was becoming something you could walk on. God brought them to the same tiny piece of land on the same small coast of the same small country in the same season, and what had been missing clicked into place. A former attorney who had walked away from decades of law to serve under a higher authority. He had been looking for this for 10 years. The structure, the legal covering, the framework that allowed the vision to be fully protected under kingdom authority. Everything that had been built was now complete enough to share. This is not a polished origin story. It is a true one, and who now lives on land in the middle of a jungle with a covenant family around him that is more real than any empire he once built. This is what the village is built on, not a dream. A decade of deciding every single day to keep going. Christian Villages exist to give families a proven pathway. Subscribe now so you do not miss what is coming next, and visit christianvillages.com today. The path is there. The people are gathering. This is not extreme. This is not crazy. We were meant to live this way.